For some reason, I've been enjoying Lionel Santa Fe diesels lately. I've restored 2 F-3s and an Alco, but something is missing. Maybe I need an F-3 B-Unit, but they seem kind of expensive. And because of my repainting, an original unit might not match up too well. It might just be easier to find one to repaint myself. I'm too cheap to pay even $50 for something I'll repaint. And then there's this shell for $9.95 that looked pretty good at first, until you saw the end that probably got too close to the stove. Dude, why is your B unit even in the kitchen? Jeez. There's a guy I know from the train shows, and we've actually become pretty decent friends. He had a table at a swap meet last year. This wasn't on it, or someone else would have snapped it up before me. He was actually saving it specifically for me because he knows how I like to repaint trains. I hesitate to mention the price because it was super low. But finding a good deal or bargain is a big part of my channel. This is brand new, and it's unpainted, but he let me have it for only, wait for it, $20. Yes, that's right, and I have no repairs to make, no nicks to touch up. I don't even have to do any wet sanding, and you know I love me some wet sanding. This is going to be a treat for me, and it's also an opportunity to demonstrate some basic painting and masking techniques. One or two viewers have asked for more info on masking, so I'll take a little bit of this video to show those steps in greater detail. I can't find any of the usual markings that would firmly identify this as a genuine Lionel product. But if it's a reproduction, then it's a very, very high quality one. All of the subsequent colors will be sprayed on top of or around the yellow stripe. It goes on first, because I think I have a small roll of Tamiya's modeler's tape that is the perfect thickness to indicate the stripe of Lionel's original F-3, about 3 millimeters or so. A few days have gone by and the yellow has cured enough so that I can safely put tape on it without leaving a mark later. I'm pretty sure this is 3 millimeters, and I'm placing the tape so that I also leave 3 millimeters below it for when I spray the red. When I apply the masking tape, I have a starting point that I hold down with my left hand while stretching, pulling, and guiding the other end with my right hand. Flat black is the next color I'll spray for two reasons. It dries much more quickly than the glossy colors, which means I can mask it sooner to spray the next color, which will be red. I'm pretty sure that the yellow is completely dry, but I still don't want to leave masking tape on it any longer than I need to. 3mm tape is still protecting the yellow stripe, and now I'll add more tape and paper above it for the next color. The red spray paint is glossy and dries more slowly, so I'll spray a very light coat at first, which should form a bit of a seal against seepage. It also helps to spray away from the leading edge of the tape instead of shooting the paint right at that area, where it would be more likely to go underneath. Silver is always the last color I apply. The yellow and the red stripes should end up being 3mm wide, but I want the black to be about 1.5mm wide. So I'll lay down the 3mm tape about halfway up the yellow stripe, which should give me the thickness that I want. Because half of 3 is 1.5, so covering half of the yellow should give me a black stripe 1.5mm in width, right? Yeah. A little more blue painter's tape, and then outside to spray. But before that, here's a peek at my next and probably last Santa Fe themed project. It's another F-3 shell, but this one has some nose damage. Notice how I start off spraying away from the tape's edge, at least until that first light coat has dried enough to prevent paint from seeping through. Oddly enough, I think this silvery aluminum color dries even more quickly than the flat black. I'm anxious at this point because there's always some question about paint seepage underneath the tape, but when everything has gone as planned, I can honestly say that this is my favorite part. And so far, so good. One side to go. Will it be as nice as this? I sure hope so. I can't help but sound a little boastful with what I'm about to say, but I think this is probably as good as anything Lionel would have done on one of these in the 1950s. I'm extremely happy with these stripes. And the silver. I bought these from eBay and they didn't work at all. So I decided to make my own decals with my computer and an inkjet printer. I printed them, sprayed them with a flat clear coat, cut them out, and now they can go onto the painted shell. I'm really happy with the paint, but a little less than satisfied with the homemade graphics. The visible outline of the clear decal is very slowly eating away at my soul, and I may end up removing them altogether. But they can stay for now. The stripes on this B unit match up pretty well with the ones on this earlier F-3A unit that I worked on, so that's a good thing. Maybe the whole point of the video was the paint and masking as a tutorial. It may help if I look at it that way. To find out if I still have a stomach lining, tune in to my next video about the Santa Fe F-3 with the broken nose. Until then, thanks for watching. This has been Bob's Workshop. Take care.